next guest. I say this all the time. You hear it. Hello. Come on. You hear her laughing during your set, and you think your set is funnier than it actually is. So just keep that in mind. If you go somewhere else and do the same material, you're going to get dead silence. She does have somebody else said that she has the world's. It is officially the world's greatest laugh. It has its own Facebook page and Facebook group. Please welcome Carol Newell.
Hopefully the miking holds up. You guys, I'm going to tell you a little story. This is a story about how I started dating black guys, and now I exclusively date black guys. So here's what happened. Like 4 or 5 years ago, I was a lonely housewife sitting at home with my alcoholic husband who wouldn't quit drinking and just ignored the crap out of me. And so I started going on Words with Friends, which I realize now is not a dating site. So I'm on the Words with Friends and just making words, kicking ass, and then it's like Scrabble. And so this guy starts chatting me up, and he's telling me all about himself, how he's Italian, and he works on an oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico, and his wife and his kid died, and he's very lonely, and did I want to chat? And I was like, well, I'm lonely too, so that seems legit, let's chat. And so we started chatting, and then he's like, hey, we could go to Google Chat, and then we could send pictures and videos. And I was like, okay, that sounds legit, sure, let's do that. And so we went over to the Google Chat, we started chatting, and I was like, oh, we could do the FaceTime, you know, like a face-to-face thing. And he's like, no, unfortunately, my computer camera is broken, but we can send videos and pictures. And I was like, okay, let's do that. So we're chatting and chatting for a while, and then I touched the microphone. And then a couple weeks goes by, and one day he's like, I think I'm in love with you. And I was like, ooh, I like attention. That sounds good, okay. So we're chatting and chatting, and then a couple more weeks goes by. One day he tells me, oh, the worst thing has happened. Our oil rig has been robbed by pirates. And they stole my wallet. Did I remind you that I'm in love with you? Yeah. And so I'm not going to have the internet anymore, but unless you could send me some iTunes cards. Can you send me an iTunes card? I was like, sure, that sounds legit. Let's do that. So I go to CVS and I get a $10 iTunes card, and I send him a picture of the front and the back and the receipt, and he's like, this is rubbish. I need a $100 iTunes card. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. So I went down to CVS and I got a $100 iTunes card, and I sent it to him, and then like we kept talking for like another month, and then he's like, I need another iTunes card. And I was like, okay, I know what to do. And so like a whole year goes by of us chatting, and like my husband's asleep at the wheel, has no idea anything's going on. I'm getting, me and my husband didn't have sex for 10 years, so things are reawakening, and I'm getting all horned up. And I'm like, I need some. And so I'm like, well, when are you coming to Los Angeles? Because, you know, you can't just stay on the oil rig forever. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to come to Los Angeles after I go to Italy and get all my stuff out of storage and all my money, and then I'll be able to pay you back for all the iTunes cards. And I was like, sounds legit. Let's do that. So he goes to Italy, and then on his way out of town, they arrest him for having all this cash. And so then I had to bail him out of jail, and that was $500. No iTunes card for that. You had to get the Western Union. So I bailed him out of jail, and then he's supposed to come to Los Angeles, right? And the day before he's supposed to come to Los Angeles, like this is the drop dead date, like this is happening. He tells me, well, I'm coming for sure. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden I get this message on Instagram that says, somebody wants to live chat with you. And I was like, sure, let's live chat. You guys, it was him. And he was not Italian. He at all. You have a look on your face like, I know what's happening. He was Nigerian, you guys. He was super Nigerian. And he was like 20 years old. And I was like, oh, hell no. This is not happening to me. And you guys, I broke up with him. And he's like, no, break up with me. I really did fall in love with you. And if you just sponsor me, I can come to America and then we can live happily ever after. And I was like, nope, no, I'm done. done. And so you guys, I broke up with him and he said, you're just breaking up with me because I'm black. And I said, nope, just breaking up with you because you lied to me for a year and scammed me out of $2,500. I did break up with him, but by then I had started going on the apps because, like I said, I was all horned up and started dating guys. And I was like, you know what? I never dated a black man before, but I'm going to start now. And I started dating black guys. I found out 3 things, you guys. The rumors are true. I was a squirter. And not every black man has a giant penis. If a black man says he has a small penis, he means 7 or 8 inches. So we're good. All right, that's my time, you guys. Have a good night. Happy birthday, Chris Pucho. Yeah. Come on, Daddy. You can do it. Oh, that's so painful.
Oops, I touched the mic. Carol Newell, all right. Guys, I'm gonna start giving you a light at 4, and we'll come back to